You guys want to go for a ride in the country? I don't know how shaky that'll be. Going to work on a buddy's truck. Got a little problem with it, so we're going to go help him out. And I had to take a little detour, so we're just riding around in the country out where he lives. We're going out onto Pontoon Island. So found a couple little finds. I'm going to get a little video of it, and who knows, try to see if this stuff's for sale maybe. Probably not though. That's how stuff is around here. Anyway, let's see if I can zoom in on them. Couple of Fords. That's pretty cool. So I'll put you back on the camera stand there. Like I said, we're just killing some time. A little drive in the country. So we need to get turned around here, head out onto the island. Up. Convertible. Yard treasures. You never know what you find in the country. Okay, this guy looks friendly here. Let's hit his driveway. Here we go. This out here got hit pretty hard by the hurricane, or tornado, I guess, a couple of years back. Pretty good, a lot of water, a lot of damage out here. So we'll be going into the harder hit area here in a little bit. It's a real pretty area out here though. Tom, man, that Honda looked killer, dude. Killer. Now I just got to get Seth straightened out. He's having trouble with orange peel and his sealer. So, any of you guys that watch my channel, if you go over and help Seth out, knee down for God. Give him some pointers on the sealer. Talked about guns and stuff, but sometimes, you know, I don't explain stuff, you know, I don't know, I don't come across the right way, or can't get across to everybody, and I know there's a lot of guys that explain stuff much better than I do, so I think the problem that he's having is he needs to reduce the sealer for the equipment that he's using. It's all in the gun stuff. I don't know what to say, you know. I know you got a brand new Mac gun, and they're made by DeVelvis, I think. And I know if you watch my videos, I got two brand new DeVelvis guns. I mean, I bought a brand new GTI and a brand new Plus. And I really like the GTI, and it's probably closer to what you have. I don't like it for clear, and I don't like it for sealer too much because it does orange peel. I find myself having to turn the pressure up, and and I had to put a 1.5 tip on my plus to get it to spray the sealer right. So just because we got a 1.5 or a 1.7 or a 1.4 fluid tip doesn't mean that it's going to spray the same. The only guy I can use for an example at this point is Tom's Wonderful World. Tom does a lot of things that I do. He tries to use my system pretty much, down to he bought a paint gun like I use. And Tom's a pretty straight shooter, you know. He had a decent gun that he'd been using, and he thought the gun was fine. And once he bought the Sokola, he couldn't believe the difference. And you know, there's a lot to be said for the gun, but you can't tailor the product to spray out of your gun. I think you're just gonna have to reduce it, you know, maybe go the full 10%. You know, Milo had some good pointers there as far as the way the viscosity of the product should be. And I think, you know, if you got to sand and buff, you got to sand and buff at this point. You know, that could be the equipment. That's the difference between a gun that lays it down for you and a gun that, you know, gets it on the car, but, you know, it gets it on the car, but it doesn't quite finish the job, I guess. Pretty much anything that you want to be nice is going to have to be buffed to get that look, you know, that you like, that mirror look. Another thing that you have to remember about these clear coats today, until you get into the European, like the AG40 or the high solid clear, like the 42, those clears tend to lay down a little smoother, a little glassier, is the word I'm looking for. But that's not per se the OEM finish. That's more the European finish, and that's why they call it European clear. Most of the clears that, you know, you're going to get, the 4-to-1 clears, are made to mirror the OEM finish, which has a slight orange peel. If you have a shop, you know, and you wanted to match the OEM finish, you can't be sanding and buffing the panels flat, you know, that you repair, because you'll be able to tell which is which. So that's just another thing, you know. It does have a little peel in it. It's designed to have that peel in it, and if you don't like the peel, then you're going to have to sand it out. Now, the peel can be more excessive from gun to gun, and it's just a matter of, you know, getting a few jobs under your belt to know, you know, what's what. But I think you did a really good job. You know, I think that just because you had to sand and buff it, you know, it looked beautiful when you showed the deck lid there, and that just might have to be something that you have to, you know, use as part of your procedure, you know. Smaller parts, you know, you might be able to get away with hammering a little harder, you know. The other thing that I don't like, that I heard you mention, I know a lot of you guys on YouTube use these, and I just don't care for them. I don't like the little balls, the filters on the guns. You know, when you pull the trigger and it gets a blast of air and then the air pressure dies off, that's because that filter is restricting the airflow to your gun. So on an HVLP gun, I found in the past that those filters sometimes can be the roadblock to your air pressure. It can be a restriction point. So that's the first thing that I would take off the gun, would be the filter, the little ball. And the other thing that I've talked about in the past is the type of regulator, you know. Some regulators only blow so much air through them. A good test would be to take your regulator and take it off the gun and open it wide open and plug it into the air hose, and you know, listen with your ear at the amount of air that's coming out of it, and then plug a fitting in straight to the hose. And if it sounds like the regulator's restricted, it very well may be. So, alright, we're gonna have to turn around here, so let me see here. So we've come to, oh, this is pretty nice, pretty nice, pretty nice. We can get some photos here. There you go. Now that's Florida. What's it saying? There we go. I don't know if this thing's been recording or not, but Florida living at its finest there, man. On the go. Beautiful boats. We're right on the St. Johns River here. So we get turned around here. And look at that big boy up out of the water. This is where they rent houseboats here. You want to rent a houseboat for the week on Tuna Island. Pretty cool place. So I'm gonna go ahead and I guess I'll leave this on and see what happens. I don't know. I didn't know it was recording. I've never seen that message on the screen before. So pretty cool stuff. Money shot. Alrighty now. About the orange peel deal. So any of you other guys got anything to add to the orange peel, you know, go over there to Knee Down to God and see if you can help him out. Like I said, I've made a couple videos, but you know, watching my videos, you're not using the same stuff, you know, you're using the same paint, but the gun makes a lot of different stuff. And I can't really you know, it's like trying to sell a guy that's bought an $800 race converter that I got one that'll go faster, you know. Both converters do the same thing, you know, but one might be a little quicker and one might be a little consistenter round to round. So it's the same way with the paint gun, you know, if you want to use different analogies. It just depends, you know. Snap-on makes a 1/2 inch wrench, Mac makes a 1/2 inch wrench, and Matco makes a 1/2 inch wrench. And each one of those wrenches will fit a 1/2 inch bolt, but all three of them feel different in your hand. So you got to be comfortable with the equipment that you're using. And I think it's more the gun than the brand of paint. I saw Milo make a comment that, you know, maybe you're not using the right brand. I don't know about that. I think it's more the gun, buddy. Hello. Hey, where you at? Oh, good. All right. Well, I'm gonna pull in your neighborhood. I just rode around to the houseboat place. Did a little video. Yeah, YouTube video. You know how it is. All right, man. So I'm gonna pull into Quail. What is it? What's the name of that subdivision you live in right there? Quail Hollow. There'll be this. Yeah, it's gonna be the second entrance, right? Okay, I'll see you in a minute. Alright, so that's Ronnie, he's home. So we're gonna find him now. Turn this off and the boat for sale there. guys.